today. Um, we got in the daily time frame first because I want to honestly, like, we could use the 4, but just because it's so far away, it's just easier to use the daily in this example here. But if we look to the left hand side, price is now tapped into this daily area here, right, and right into that imbalance. So are we just going to expect price to just react off here and sell off to the downside? Probably not. But can we expect short-term bearish conditions out of this? For sure. It's definitely an opportunity, at least for us to go bearish for a bit, right, to provide some sort of bearish move in the market. Here, what it looks like in the 4 hour. So there's those highs, all those equals, finally grabbed them. And then we've been selling off. Okay, so I was able to catch shorts today. So let me use the replay so we can cover all the entries, why I took them, what I was expecting, etc. So here's that daily area we just marked out. So we grabbed that liquidity. This is in Asia last night on Monday. Going into London, look what price created this high. Then we sold off to take the low. Then price returned back to the high and took it out, trapping those sellers. Okay, and then we come back down to the low. We had a pullback, mitigate it, the extreme, and then we sold off. This is in London. Okay, so what is of interest to me right away is anything above this inducement high. Why? Because this is now a liquidity block, which tells me that there's no liquidity above this high, so we can expect price to bump our heads into there, and we'll get reactions. Okay, so as for targets and bias, I mean, look to the left here, but price took out this high. Okay, and then we went short, all right, and respected this area here. So essentially now we got lots of liquidity tucked below these lows. Okay, structurally speaking, you got low to high to low, so you have liquidity below these lows. So we can simply grab this low here, drag it over, so essentially you got relative equals. Now this could be a future short target. Okay, I rewinded it to New York Open, the usual, so let's see what happens here. What else have we got? Well, price has taken out this low, which has induced sellers into the market. Okay, now ideally we want to see price above this high at the least. And then we have these areas at the extreme. Okay, so kind of build liquidity here for a bit, false reaction to the downside. Now we're trading above this high, which is good. But we still have this area we want to keep an eye on at the high. Now we're in New York. Look how price is respecting this inducement high. Okay, and then we spike up. Look how we grab that liquidity here and spike up right into that liquidity block. So this was my first entry right at 610. Stop goes above the liquidity block. We'll go 645. So just like that, my first entry. And targets, boom. Okay, now what can we expect? Well, since we've taken out this high, retail sees this as what? BOS. Excuse me, guys. So retail sees this as BOS, right? Break of structure. What does that tell me? They are going to be interested in buying this thing at the bottom. Okay, so what can we anticipate is when price returns to the extreme, okay, runs those inducement lows, aka equal lows here, tops that liquidity block, we can expect false reactions. Okay, and then maybe a continuation to the downside. These are things we can anticipate and expect. It'll slowly help us with building more confidence, right? When you see these false reactions, it won't convince you to close early or do any toxic sort of managing, right? So let's let this go. Nice reaction. And now we're in this area, okay? And again, what can we expect? False reactions. Exactly what we get. Now, if we go to the 1 minute, what has been left at the high for us? Boom. Okay, aka liquidity block as well, because we've taken out this inducement high from the left, right? So this whole area I grabbed where the start of the 1 minute imbalance is because we can tap into anything in there and then run off. Okay, so we failed to make it in there, and then we tap in, perfect, and we should move away from here. Awesome. Now what are we left with again? Boom, liquidity block with an inducement high right below, so the start of that 1 minute imbalance essentially. Okay, so this is again just another area that we can tap into. I wasn't able to take this one here at 9:30, right, stock open. What I waited for was, so I actually had this drawn out as well. Buildup of liquidity here, okay? False reaction to the upside, again, inducing buyers and building more liquidity to the downside because now we even got these equals here, okay? So let's keep going. Price returns back to the lows, and now we're building even more liquidity to the downside, no problem. So if we return back to the highs, what do we have? A possible entry. And boom, there it is. Tap right into that 1 minute imbalance, right above the inducement high. Stop and go right above, we'll go 3 pips. And again, there you got it. So now we have relative equals here, so you can even target here if you want, or take partials, whatever you're comfortable with doing, but both are valid for sure. So there's our second entry. And from there, look how we've now stalled at the low. What are we doing? Just building even more liquidity in the market. And there we go. Trading back down to the low, and boom, target hit. Okay, so those are the two shorts I took, and then we actually end up even hitting this target right there. Perfect. So just want you guys to understand why these false reactions kept happening, right? Look how retail season says they're BOS, so they're going to be buying these lows, and that's why we got false reaction from here, false reaction here, even here. This is all just to build liquidity to the lows, right? So just think about how much liquidity we got below here. All right, so nice, quick, simple study for you guys today, but still a solid one, honestly. Go back and check this out and study if you don't understand, or feel free to message me, of course, and let me know if you guys have any questions, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one.